Hey everybody, what's going on? Your host AMF1534 here. Welcome back to Let's Play some more Gran Turismo 2 as we continue playing the most fun portion of this entire game that we haven't totally done before like 7 other times. But we're still doing we're cool with it. I'm pretty much cruising at this point. No stress whatsoever. Especially because today is Friday and I have the day off, and so I'm like already in this, you know, predisposed awesome mood because I don't have to worry about anything today. What the hell just happened to that guy? That was really weird. First of all, that entire move that just happened was fucking awesome. I am cool with that. He's just like, why did he just stop there though? He was just like sitting there. Like, did he spin out? Because I didn't see it beforehand. I guess it'd be kind of hard for me to really pass judgment on that if I didn't really see what was going on, but he definitely helped me get out of a little spin out rut there. It's kind of weird. But I got some stuff to talk about today. It's always a good place to relieve my brain of things that bother me. So, or not really that bother me, or just things that are on my mind in general. So, I was driving home from work. It was a couple of days ago now, actually, now that I think about it. But I was driving home from work, and I'm driving. I roll up right next to this really nice looking car, and I'd never ever seen one before. Not a car. This wasn't my first experience ever seeing a motor vehicle, aside the fact that I was driving in one. What are these strange metallic moving machinery type items? I don't even know what the fuck's going on. But what it was is I looked at it a little bit further, and I was looking at the emblem because I didn't recognize the body style. I didn't recognize really anything about it at all. Especially like the emblem totally threw me for a loop because it was just weird looking. Like, I don't even remember what it looked like now that I think about it. But I'm sitting there staring. I'm like, what kind of car is this? Like, it looked like a luxury car, especially since there was an older woman driving it, and you could definitely tell she wasn't short of cash at all. And so I'm looking at it, I'm like, what the hell is this thing? And so then I kind of pull up. I don't know what made me think that I would figure it out by, you know, like starting to drive away from it. So I look behind me and I look kind of at the front grille of this thing, and it said it was a Tesla. And I was like, what the fuck is a Tesla? So, you know, here we go. I am pretty much openly stating that I broke the entire rules of the road. With my luck, the Oregon police, we nailed him! We got him! Go to his house! Get the cops! We're taking him in! But I took out my phone while I was driving before I forgot about it, and I typed in Tesla, and apparently they're like, what was it? Did they say they were like a luxury brand of what was it, Toyota? It couldn't be though, because luxury brand of Toyota is Lexus. So, hold on a second, this is gonna piss me off. I already forgot what's going on. I must find out. I have to know. I have to find out. It is, yeah, Tesla Roadster. Yeah, it's weird. Their logo looks totally like something I'd see out of like a Halo game or something. Let's see. They are like one of the first. It's the first fully electric sports car, i.e., like a luxury sedan. But what the hell? Partners. Who are they? So. They're partners. Okay, so they're partners with Dame. I always do that. God, I hate when that happens. I've done that so many times where I come out of pausing and I think that I'm supposed to use the actual joystick instead of the D-pad. Every time. I've done that like at least the last 4 videos in a row that I've done of this because I'm so used to playing San Francisco Rush on my computer that it just like totally just fucks it up. But yeah, so they are a subsidiary of Toyota, but they're also part of Daimler, which I don't know anything about Daimler whatsoever. I'm assuming that it's some type of European company, maybe like England or something. It sounds like something I would hear from there, like Daimler. Either that or it'd be like some sort of like local car dealership. Oh, why don't you come on down to Daimler Toyota? We'll make sure you get the lowest bid you can get, or else I'm going to hang myself. Yay! Okay, I need to get back to my... oh, damn it. I need to get back to my clock. My little clock gadget thing. There we go. Gotta be able to know what time it is. I don't want to make this thing too long and or too short because, hey, lap 69, alright! Simultaneous oral sex. That's what I'm talking about, yeah. We're gonna lick on the genitals and put it inside. I need to not talk about that kind of stuff. That is too graphic for younger viewers. And I'm gonna have parents be like, you're talking about disgusting things. I hope you get taken down because I don't like you and your weird talking and... But yeah, dude, it was super weird. Like, they're super nice cars. You should look them up. It's, yeah, the Tesla Model S. That's the one that I saw. I was like, wow. I wonder how much they cost, though. I mean, if it's going to be like a sports car luxury brand, I am assuming it's probably going to be in like the, you know, anywhere between the $30,000 to $60,000 area, which is definitely a lot more than where I'm sitting. As it sits right now, I'm usually making about $12K a year, which is like minimum wage here in Oregon before tax and everything. So I'd have to save up for 3 years to buy one of those, essentially. And that's provided that I don't spend any money on anything. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm content with my, you know, 93 Honda Accord that, you know, has 135,000 miles on it, that has, like, all of the shine on the paint coming off and other things, and it has, you know, 4 different tires from 4 different companies. But hey, you know, it's a used car. It gets me from point A to point B, and usually point A is my house and point B is to work, and then back to my house again. So, you know, it's really not that big of a deal. I'm saving a lot of money on that, because you can literally drive it into the ground. Like, you can actually use it as a drill, that you can drive inside the ground, and then you can burrow underground to the Earth's core and grab the heart of the Earth and then come back out and then sell it for money. And then, you know, probably kill somebody whoever tried to touch it because it would erode their skin into nothing because it's too hot. Ooh, yeah. Oh, no! Okay, we kind of got out of that one a little bit. Not to the extent that I wanted, but we... don't! Jeez. Oh, okay. I got another story for you. This was something. So I go to work. And this was yesterday. This was the weirdest and kind of scariest. Well, not really scary. It was weird. That's for sure. So I had to work at 9 o'clock yesterday. So I only get 1 opening shift a week now, which is kind of stupid because I kind of like those for a little while. Get off work earlier? Why the hell not? Except for you miss out on sleep, but you know, whatever. So I pull up into my parking spot right out in front of the store, no big deal. And I pull up next to this gray truck, and I get out of the car and I'm starting to walk in, and I notice that the guy in the truck next to me, he's just like totally passed out. Like he's like asleep, and it wasn't like like you could tell that he was just out like a light. Like it wasn't just like the little casual taking a little cat nap or whatever, but he was straight up out. Like he was kind of like all slumped down in his seat and his mouth was wide open, and I was like, okay. It kind of makes me wonder because I'd never seen this guy before. I mean, I work in a little tiny strip mall, so like you know, like anybody that works in those shops, like you know what their cars look like and you know who they are. But I'd never seen this guy before, and here he is just sitting in his truck, just sawing logs in there. And I'm just like, well, all right, whatever, kind of weird. I mean, it was kind of early in the morning. I mean, 9 o'clock in the morning is not exactly late, so maybe he was just catching up on some sleep. I don't know. So, you know, I go into work, no big deal. And so, later on in the day, I go and I take my lunch at about, oh, I don't know, probably 2 o'clock. And so, you know, I go and I get in my car because I was going to go, damn it, no! God, I hate that turn so much. And I really don't want to have to go waste time getting more tires. We'll have to deal with it at some point, I don't know. Again, it's not an issue at all. I mean, like, I'm not worried about losing my position here. The guy in second place is all the way up there doing that crescent turn up there. Doing that little sharp boomerang turn up there. Ah, don't! God, what the fuck are you doing? Maybe I do need to get tires on my next lap, because this is freaking stupid. He's actually, like, gaining ground on me now. But back to the story. So I go, I was gonna go to Wendy's and go get some food or whatever. Actually, you know what? I went to Del Taco. Not like that's really an important piece of the story, but it was really good. So what happens is I go out to my car and I see that truck is still there. I'm like, okay, well, this is weird. I look in the window. That guy is still sleeping. Like he was asleep before I got to work, and 5 hours later, he's still completely out. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on? Like, and he hadn't moved an inch. And so I kind of started to get a little bit, like, weirded out by it. It kind of started to make me wonder, like, okay, is this guy actually sleeping? Or is he dead, maybe? I mean, he wasn't like, I kind of like peeked in the window for a second. Like, I didn't want to have this guy wake up and just look over and just see that I was just blatantly staring at him through his window, because, that would be kind of, peeping Tom-esque. But, okay, you know what? We're going to get these tires now. I can't take it anymore. We need to do this now. Especially because that guy is gaining ground on us, and the only way that we're going to be able to make up the difference is if we hurry up and just do this now. Because the last thing I need going into the last 17 laps of this is for this guy to be, like, on my ass the whole time. Come on, come on, come on, come on, hurry up. Come on, don't let him pass me. Can't have that happen. We just can't. Alright, there we go. We're good. We are good to go. So, yeah, I looked in there and I was like, I honestly don't know if he's alive or not. So, I decided to, not worry about it for the moment. And I went and I got my lunch. And, I came back, pulled my parking spot. He was still there, still slumped over, like, for all we know, he may have been shot in the asshole and nobody knew, and he just bled out through there. Because I couldn't see anything visibly wrong with him, other than the fact that he was, like, all slumped over, like maybe he got stabbed to death. I don't know. Like, in the side or something, like the side that I couldn't see. I don't know. So I decided, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to go back to work, and we're just going to leave it at that. No big deal, whatever. And I go back to work, and I go and I tell my dad about it. And I was like, hey, so I don't know if you know this or not, but there's this gray truck outside that this guy has been, laying all, like, weird and awkward and slumped over in there for the last, like, 5.5 hours or so. It's like, you might want to look into that. And like, this was only like a minute after I walked into the store. He's like, well, what? He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, I haven't seen that thing all day. He's like, okay. Well, he's right out the window. His truck is parked right next to my car. I don't know how you could miss that. He's like, well, I just wasn't really paying attention, I guess. I wasn't really looking for a guy slumped over in his truck. It's not the kind of thing you think about every morning. So he's like, well, I'll go take a look at it real quick. And he goes and he starts and he goes and he walks out the door and he just turns around and comes back in. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. There's no truck there. He's like, what do you mean? The guy, I just came in here like 30 seconds ago. That guy was out like a light. And so I go and I walk out there, the truck is gone. So what I'm thinking, and that's when it kind of got a little bit creepy to me, because it's like, okay, so in the time that I turned around, walked like 15 steps into the store, and then, another 15 steps to go, talk to my dad about this, he all of a sudden just, like, shocked himself awake and just, turned the... And, like, usually when you hear somebody turn on a truck, you can hear it, because half the time they're diesel, and it goes... whatever. Because when they idle, they're fucking loud as hell. And you would think you'd be able to hear that. Like, it wasn't very far away, and I didn't hear that at all. And so, and all of a sudden it's just gone. Like, it's just gone. Straight up, not even there anymore. I'm like, what? Did I just have, like, an encounter with a sleeping ghost? Or just some I don't know. It was really weird. I didn't really know what to make of it. And it kind of bothered me for the entire rest of the day. I just couldn't handle it. It's like, where the hell did he go? And why didn't I hear him leave? Why did you let him leave? When we tried to confront him, he ran. You guys scared him away. Yeah, it was wild, man. It's definitely not the kind of thing I want to have to deal with again. I mean, for all I know, it was probably just a guy that was just sleeping in his truck, and when I turned around and left, he just, his alarm went off on his phone, and he woke up and realized, oh, holy shit, I've been sleeping in here for the last 5 hours for reasons that I can't explain to anybody. Because I don't even know. And, yeah, so with that knowledge out of the way... Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Oh, yes. No. God, I hate that. I've run into all sorts of walls, but for whatever reason, when I run into that one, it just, like, automatically makes me spin out. Hey, guess what? I'm gonna pass you, you dick! So, yeah, moral of the story, I found out a new make of car, and I also saw a dead guy that was no longer dead. He got reanimated by demons. Woke up, drove his car away, flew up into the moon, and now he's going to smite us down with comets. Oh, come on! Really? Unreal. I am having an absolute rough go with this right now. The worst part is, the guy in second place has not, you know, gone and taken a pit stop yet, which I know he's going to. I mean, there's no way he's not going to over the next 13 laps or whatever. But it would be nice if he would just do it now so that I can, you know, kind of breathe easy for a second so that I don't have to feel so, you know, uneasy about the situation. Especially the fact that I have just been driving like absolute piss today. I've been running into walls and spinning out and losing my enormous lead that we started this thing with. Kind of ironic that I said, oh, we can just breathe easy now because, you know, I got a giant lead here because I'm just the best at this game. Hardly. Hardly, my friends. We're going to do it, though. We really are. Oh, see, he's taking it right now. Or did he? No, he didn't. I thought he did. Stupid green squares on the map making me think that he stopped for a little tire change and maybe an oil change too. I don't know. So we're going to finish up this lap here and then I'll be out of time for today, but I'm going to be filming stuff all day today because it's my day off, of course, and so it gives me opportunities for everything. It's already 1:30, but you know, I've got plenty of time. I've got too much time on my hands, or something to that extent. Just let me pass this guy. That's like the only thing I want to do today is I want to pass this guy. He's just really upsetting me that, you know, he's been getting the better part of me for most of this episode. Actually, for the entire episode. I mean, I passed him early on in the lap, and then all of a sudden he just like totally kicked my ass. But there's that other guy that's way up there right now that I really would like to pass too, because he was another guy that was in this little mix of things. There we go. Alright, my friends, well, we have run out of time for this episode, so when we come back next time on Let's Play Gran Turismo 2, you know what we're going to do? We're going to finish up this endurance race, and then we're going to get into the last little stretch of manufacturer races. We probably won't have enough time to actually start up any of the manufacturer races, but we're going to at least have the knowledge engraved into the front of our skulls that we're almost there. We're almost there. This is your host, AMF1534, saying thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care, guys. Bye.